we are going to talk about the picks for what we think will happen for these games. Now, let me pull this up. There's not an interactive bracket, so we're going to go through. We're going to kind of pick these with you guys. Black market, I stepped away. Well, everyone stepped away when we got to the best part. We ended up getting the Lakers and Thunder. The Thunder ended up beating the Lakers, and we have the Celtics beating the Thunder in the NBA Finals for back-to-back. That's what we got. But now we're going to do our same version, except we're going to go to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we're going to pick all of these games all the way to the final Stanley Cup matchup between both of these sides. And we're going to see who's going to take it all. Who's going to take Lord Stanley's Cup. And so, we're probably not going to have enough time to do polls and break down as much as just because we're getting towards the end of our show here. So we're going to make this pretty quick.
And they also don't know hockey.
And
True. All right.
Well, we know one thing. There's one
the
thing.
Stanley Cup champions.
That's true. We know who's going to win it all. No, one of the things that we do know is the best team won't win. That's pretty much a lock. So,
and this year,
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg is the President's Trophy winner.
Winnipeg,
you're out.
You're done. You're automatically eliminated.
Maybe in the first round.
Pretty much.
Before.
I'm even rocking my abs for this segment here. We got the abs. Let me go ahead. Let's before we dive into we just had that one takeaway. But before we dive in, I want to give you the odds of Stanley Cup. The Carolina Hurricanes currently are sitting at the favorite 6-1 to win the Stanley Cup, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. Vegas Golden Knights are next, second place as 7.5 to 1. Florida Panthers also 7.5 to 1. The Colorado Avalanche 8 to 1. So
Are you about to say Rockies?
The Colorado Avalanche. I was trying to get my Canadian accent out there. Colorado Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche 8 to 1. So Avs have fourth best odds to win the Stanley Cup. Shout out to our boys. Stars 8.5. Jets 9.5. Which is crazy to think that what we just said about the best team in the NHL, Winnipeg Jets, 6th. That just tells you everything you need to know about the best team in the regular season. So, that being said, let's go ahead. Let's start with the East playoffs.
Okay.
Odds. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators.
Congrats, Canada.
Congrats. Canada's going to win something here. The Maple Leafs minus 172 to win this series. Ottawa plus 142. So, Toronto chokes, but they don't choke in the first round.
Usually, like a couple of years ago, is the first time they didn't choke in the first round.
So,
but I'd say against Ottawa, 7 seed just snuck in. It's like what you were talking about earlier with some of those other teams. Like the Senators are very young. They haven't really. Their goaltenders kind of experienced playoff success, but the skaters have not. Maple Leafs are somewhat experienced, granted in failure, but they're still experienced. I would actually lean Toronto.
Okay. And by the way, we're doing this the same way we did the last one. We're going to put in our picks, and we can't do them officially, so Rec, you got to keep tabs.
Yes.
And we'll officially enter them, but we are going to do this as a team. So you guys in the chat are going to tell us who you like. We are going to also do a consensus pick with what you guys say, what we think, and make one consensus pick for ActionLab Sports. So, Dr. J, I can't believe Alexander Ovechkin still plays. That guy is a dinosaur. He looks like a He looks like
looks like a dinosaur. He's actually as old as Scotty.
yeah. He's 40 at
He is a
least.
dinosaur.
He's 40
So
at
what-
He is a
least.
dinosaur.
So I'm hearing it. Scotty's a dinosaur.
I'm not 40.
All
right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
he's 39, unless he just turned 40.
Ovi looks like he's 70. It's just the way it is. Scotty's 39 and a half. Yeah. Guy's 30. Yeah. What's up, STG? Welcome, man. Good to have you.
I'm 39 and a half. That's fair.
So Toronto moves on. I think you like Toronto, Scotty?
Yeah.
Toronto. I like Toronto.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're and Rec, you're gonna be the voice of truth here. Because obviously
Okay.
you know. But
Yeah,
all right.
I don't have a dog in the finals or in the playoffs this year. My team sucks.
Yeah, true. I'm not even gonna battle you on that one. Tampa Bay and Florida. Tampa Bay and Florida coming in here in the next matchup.
That's a good one.
The battle of the Panhandle. We got, I mean, the best hockey has been in Florida, right? Which is
Yeah.
crazy to me. Let's just,
What?
could we put a
Quick
team?
trivia.
Let's just
quick
put a team in
trivia.
teams in the Bahamas and
Yeah.
in the Caribbean or Caribbean or Caribbean. What side are we on?
Yeah,
Anyways,
Caribbean. Wait, quick trivia question. When was the last time the Stanley Cup Finals did not have a team from the state of Florida in it?
it's got to be 1, 2, 3, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
I'm trying to figure out, is Florida a panhandle?
Yeah, Florida does have a panhandle.
I thought it was
Geography, man.
I thought that was Oklahoma.
Geography.
Oklahoma also has one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, well, didn't know. Thought Oklahoma was the panhandle state.
Geography is my
Because I
strong
live
suit.
Hey, that's what I said. I like some geography. So wait, by the way,
there. You guys should get better strong suits.
so we had the Battle of Canada. Now we have the Battle of Florida.
Hell, that was the Battle of Ontario.
Battle of Ontario.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. So Battle of Ontario, Battle of
Again,
Florida, geography. The Florida Panthers favored in this one. And this is a very, very tight in the odds. Florida minus 118 to win the series. Tampa Bay minus 102. So going to be a tight series here.
I would still go Florida. I think overall they're still better top to bottom. Goaltending's been back to where it was. Lightning they're still aging. They're not the same team they were. And also, just for a quick note, at the trade deadline, the team that's known for throwing rats traded for the Rat, also known as Brad Marchand.
Okay.
Give me the Lightning in this one.
Lightning.
What are we doing?
Lightning
I don't care.
finished with
I don't care
102
the score.
points.
More points than Florida. They were better down the stretch. Their goal differential was plus 79. Florida's was plus 29 on the season. A 50 goal better goal differential. In fact, Tampa had the best goal differential in all the Eastern Conference, only behind the great Winnipeg Jets in the West, of course, Chris.
It's true.
Dr. J says Florida.
I think the Lightning. I think the winner of this series could easily make the Stanley
Go to
Cup
the
Finals.
finals. Yeah.
Well, and
But
given the streak,
I like the Lightning.
the Lightning are coming in as a hotter team. 6-1-3 in their last 10. The Florida Panthers 3-6-1 opposite in their last 10. So, Scotty, every time you see fancy stats, those teams end up losing.
You know,
So
maybe not.
So maybe
But
it is
I'm riding the Lightning. Lightning will strike twice. I don't know. No, they won it a couple times a few years back. Yeah.
Oh man, who is the better goaltender right now? Most recently, who is the better goaltender going into the playoffs?
I'll go and look up the stats.
I mean,
real quick.
I will say Tampa Bay was 6-1-3. I would assume have the better goaltender going into the playoffs. But whoever, for me, my pick is whoever has the better goaltender right now in the last
Vasilevsky,
week.
I don't know recent, but he was fourth in save percentage. Tampa's goaltender.
Yeah.
fourth in save percentage in the NHL this year.
That's my tiebreaker. Who's has the best goaltender right now? So if it's Vasilevsky, I'm going Tampa Bay.
Bobrovsky sucks. I mean, 16th, tied for 16th.
Give me Tampa.
Save
All right,
percentage.
you convinced me. Give me Tampa.
And now we are tied. Two for Tampa, 2 for Florida.
I know my Tampa Bay.
We need
Lightning.
one more to break the tie.
They were
Your
my crazy
Tampa Bay
8.
Lightning.
Well, they were my crazy 8 team in the pool I'm in, and they hit 8 more than any team in the NHL by far this year. Won me a good amount of money. Chris. So I can't stop.
You got to keep riding it. Ride the train.
Ride the Lightning.
Yeah. All right. We need someone who hasn't voted. Who do you like? Tampa or Florida, or we'll make the decision. We'll have to flip a coin or something. We'll flip a coin for it.
So
But
the Panthers also traded away their backup goalie at the deadline, trading away Spencer Knight for that big deal to get Seth Jones.
okay, Tampa. I changed my mind. All right, Dr. J
Yep.
breaks the tie. Tampa Bay.
My fancy
Tampa-
stats got you, Dr. J.
All right, Tampa locked in. So we have Toronto and Tampa. Let's go to
Tampa, yeah.
the other part of the bracket, and then now we have
Capitals next.
Washington Capitals, Montreal Canadiens. Washington Capitals
Washington.
minus 275 to win that series. Montreal plus 222. That's what, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. Washington is the better team here. Montreal has probably an uphill battle in this one, but yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Realistically, the Capitals still have the high. Still have the high of OB making history.
Yeah, Washington, they have 111 points on the season. Their differential plus 59, which is one of the top few in the NHL. Meanwhile, Montreal Canadiens are a differential of a minus 20 on the season. That is complete opposite. However, Montreal is doing their best. If we're doing they're doing their best LA Clippers impersonation because they're coming in to the playoffs 7-1-2 in their last 10. So they're hot coming into the playoffs. They just haven't had as good of a season overall as the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, well, the NHL playoff system's a little broken.
It's true.
If you're playing to get into the playoffs, you're playing a little harder down the stretch. And if you're locked in basically to already know your seed because of how dumb the NHL is with their seeding, then you don't have as much to play for down the stretch. But Washington's the better team.
All right, Washington, lock it in. Move it on.
Yep, locked and loaded.
All right, moving on
And then
to the
Hurricanes and Devils. Remember, the Hurricanes were the team that trade for Mikko Rantanen didn't work out, so they immediately traded him to Dallas.
Yeah,
And that's why they will win this series. They got rid of the curse of Mikko Rantanen.
The curse of Mikko.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So Hurricanes minus 280 to win the series. Devils plus 225. Devils kind of down there with Montreal in the grand scheme of the kind of the worst teams to make it in to the playoffs. Just trying to eke their way in. Finished with 91 points. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes finished with 99 points, plus 35 differential on the season. Yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward. I will say New Jersey Devils plus 20 in differential is by far the best of some of these terrible teams. So they've been playing some decent hockey, but 5-5 in their last 10, pretty average. Coming into the playoffs.
Dr. J, my winning percentage is higher than 0, so it's me. It's me.
I have a perfect winning percentage.
I find it fascinating that the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup in the Hurricanes is only a minus 280 favorite in their first round. That's interesting because in the NBA, some of those teams are going to have minus 600 odds. 700 odds in the first round. So hockey's weird, though. Hockey is weird.
Yes.
Although, Chris, let me tell you about your favorite stat in hockey: goaltending.
Goaltending. Tell me.
The Devils are kind of deep at goaltender. Jake Gallant had a revival of the season. Jakob Markstrom's been solid.
You don't need
Meanwhile,
depth
the Hurricanes.
at goalie
The
in the
Hurricanes-
playoffs.
Yeah.
You
The Hurricanes have not been stable. Pyotr Kochetkov down just under Markstrom for the Devils. Frederick Anderson's, he's always inconsistent. He's been decent this year, but he hasn't nearly. He's always like falls apart in the playoffs, the worst possible times, partially because he came from the Leafs. So it'll be close here.
This will
I don't
be
know why
a
I'm calling
harder
it
fought
English.
series than it probably should be.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm failing at English so hard.
All right, but still, Carolina as a favorite and as a Stanley Cup hopeful, I would assume finds a way to win this series. So we're going Carolina.
We're in Carolina.
Okay.
All right. So now we got the Leafs and the Lightning.
This is
where
where the Leafs. This is the
choke.
spot. This is the prime choking.
And we've already eliminated all the Canadian teams on the Eastern side.
I mean,
Yep.
Canada doesn't win in hockey in the NHL, Scotty. It's just that's
The
just
South will rise again in
those
hockey.
Those are the rules.
this is the way. This is how. This is the destiny of.
So real quick, from the trivia question earlier, the last time a Florida team was not in the finals was 2019.
I was gonna say. I said.
when Boston lost to St. Louis in 7.
Okay. See, there you go. 2019. Well, it's going to continue
Pre-COVID.
because
Because Lightning made 3 straight, and then
Yep, and then Florida
made the
went
last
back
2?
to back.
man, Florida's just crushing.
The South
Stanley.
will rise again.
They love their hockey down there.
they-
They just love it. They're passionate about it.
Hot sand and ice. It just goes
If
so
you want-
good together.
If you want the best stadium experience for a hockey game, go to Nashville.
That sounds.
Well, we won't be able to go to Nashville for the playoffs this year. So
That is very true.
I mean,
The team
watch
sucks,
along
but the
for the
atmosphere
other
is
teams.
good. For next season.
all right, so we got Tampa Bay. This is the easiest pick of the entire bracket, right? Toronto
Yes.
choking against
To Tampa.
Tampa. Yeah, easy.
Yep.
We'll just
Washington and Carolina.
Washington and Carolina. Ooh, this one's an interesting one.
Now, they are in the same division. They're both in the Metropolitan.
Yep.
Hurricanes are the favorite, even though their Capitals have 12 more points in the standings than them. 111 to 99.
Yeah, this. I mean, is this going to feel
I
chalky?
can go either way there.
Yeah.
But I lean. Let's one last
Maybe-
hurrah for our boy Ovechkin.
For Alex Ovechkin.
Let's do it. Let's give Ovechkin. Let's send
His
him off
last-
on a high end here. Washington wins. We got that?
Dr. J says Carolina.
No, Carolina.
We can change your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go Washington though. So 3-1. Sorry, Dr. J.
All right, we're going Washington.
Tampa Bay and Washington, which I don't think the Lightning can make it. I didn't even think they'd make it this far at first, but at this point, I think Washington, as the 1 seed, makes it to the finals with Alex Ovechkin.
And I'm on the Florida rules. It's just
You're on Team Florida.
I mean, Florida. They're just always. They know how to get there. They just know. How do we have a Stanley Cup final without a Florida team? I just don't think that's a possibility. So
It's not allowed.
I'm with you, Scotty. I'm gone Tampa.
yeah.
I think good stories. It seems like a Cinderella. Ovi is a Cinderella. it's gonna come to an end. At some point, it's gonna come to an end. Very rarely do you have a Cinderella story finish with the glass slipper.
I just don't
You
know.
know?
I just don't know if Vasilevsky can keep up the pace. He's playing 63 games
Well,
during the
don't
season,
quit
which is a
now.
lot for a goaltender. And he's
just-
aging, so he's getting worn down a
You
lot.
just have to stand back there. What are you talking about?
You just have to stand back there. All right.
You should never get beat by a team that doesn't have ice in their state. Well, it's been happening quite a bit there, Chairman.
It
It happens yearly at this point.
Yeah.
So do with that information what you will.
What I just thought about is that the Capitals and Canadians play in the first round. So you have DC against Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
you all know how that's going to work
Rivalry.
out. Are they going to boo the national
Yeah.
anthem? Are they going to boo the anthem? Is that on the radar? All
Maybe.
right. So we have, who do we have? I think we have the Lightning.
You two have Tampa. I've got Washington.
Yeah.
Y'all are going with the South. Y'all are going with Team Florida.
Yeah, we're riding. We're riding.
So the the Lightning are in the finals.
Stanley Cup
Oh.
Finals. There'll be a tariff on the Stanley Cup. Hey, add it to the list.
We don't need a tariff on the Stanley Cup because it stays in America.
Because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
never
it's-
have to
it's
worry
always
about
here.
we never have to worry about exporting it anywhere. So that works.
Except for when they like drop it off at the Hockey Hall of Fame for people to take a picture with it or something.
Or when we
Yeah.
see it,
Time
at,
it makes it up north.
or when we see it at Sportsbook down the street in a random room. That too, at the random
right.
dive bar down the street, which did happen.
It's a classy bar, no dive bar there.
It is classier than a dive bar, I will say.
I mean, dive bars are cool.
have no
I
problem with
love dive
bar.
bars.
That one's just not a dive bar.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get to the West. Let's move on to the West,
Winnipeg
and we'll
in St. Louis.
yeah. So let's get through it. This is gonna. I mean, Winnipeg won't win the cup. We know this.
Yes, they won't win. They'll just win the first round.
They'll
at
win the
least.
first round though, because they're favored minus
Connor
215 over the St. Louis Blues.
Connor Hellebuck is clinically insane this year.
So, yeah, the Winnipeg Jets. If you don't know, best record never wins the cup. It's a curse. Even though they're 7-3 in their last 10 games, they have the highest differential in all of hockey. None of that matters. Goaltending doesn't matter. Offense doesn't matter because they got the best record curse and they will lose,
Yeah.
but they won't lose this matchup. I got them beating the Blues.
Yep,
Good.
Yeah.
Connor
yeah.
Hellebuck is a great goalie. And here, y'all can have fun with this one.
Do we need to waste time? Do we need to?
Yes.
Do we? I don't even know. Like, when's the last time Dallas won a hockey game? Man.
This is the stoppable force versus the movable object.
This is the Colorado Avalanche, your future Stanley Cup champions, playing the Dallas Stars. Colorado Avalanche in this series minus 146 to win. Dallas Stars plus 122. It's all coming together, Scotty. Right now, it's all coming together.
It's the curse of Miko. The curse of Miko. Ranting and revenge time for the Avs to get back at him. The Stars have not been winning. Lost 7 straight going into the postseason. Some of those in truly spectacular ways in the third period.
Dallas Stars are not in the right place right now.
Yeah, I'll go with Avs do win round 1.
Okay.
Stars head coach is known for going on one deep playoff run with his new team, and then blowing it every chance after that.
Yeah. All right. Easy. Avs beat the Stars. Move on. Next, we have Golden Knights and Minnesota. I hate both of these teams. Can both these teams lose, Scotty?
Yeah.
Can we shoot both of these teams into the sun? Can there be?
Unfortunately, there's only one team shooting in the sun this round, and it's the Minnesota Wild.
I would like the Vegas to lose. If I had to choose one more to lose, get Vegas out of here.
Get Vegas out. Vegas, I mean, they're the stronger team, hence why they're favored in this series, minus 235. Minnesota plus 190, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. So this one, as much as I would like the best teams to get some trouble on the way down the stretch of this.
Now, one thing here that could help, this will be a revenge series, and also the final year for Marc-Andre Fleury.
Gosh, man,
Great
this guy's
goaltender.
still in the league.
No,
Yeah,
he's
this is his
not.
last year. I don't know if you saw the
Gosh.
clip though. Unrelated. I don't know if you saw the clip. It was Capitals and Wild playing each other. Wild win. Capitals start going to the locker room. Obi tells everyone to get their ass back on the ice so they could each individually shake Marc-Andre Fleury's hand.
Dude's literally 40.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
He's literally 40. 1984.
Still
Wow.
alive.
Also, Vegas is up 3-1 against Vancouver right now,
That
according to the scoreboard.
seems like an important matchup tonight.
I
But
think
yeah,
as-
there is the revenge factor and the old man last tour factor for Minnesota.
as much as I want Minnesota to win this series, and I don't like rooting for Minnesota in anything, I think Vegas ends up taking this. They got that pedigree, man. They just know. Plus,
Yeah, they know how to win. Minnesota knows how to choke.
yeah. Minnesota Wild -11 on the differential for the season, by the way. So-
Yep. And then we got Kings Oilers for the 4th consecutive year.
Yep. Kings Oilers.
And for the 4th consecutive year, Oilers will win.
Oilers are favored -138. Oilers favored -138 in this one. Kings +115 for this matchup. And so Kings finished the season a lot better, 105 points, 8-2 in their last 10, going into the playoffs with a 4-game winning streak, which, that's a nice little momentum going into the playoffs. I like to see that if I'm the Los Angeles Kings. Oilers, we all know they got their boys.
McJesus.
They got McJesus chilling. They got Draisaitl chilling. All the guys that we know from last year, but I just don't know if they have it in them. Finished with 99 points on the season.
Ooh, you're going to LA. They finally slay their boogeyman.
I mean, do we go Kings here? Do we go Kings as a
I'll put it to you like this:
as a
The
minor
Kings-
upset?
the Kings are to the Oilers as the Maple Leafs are to the Boston Bruins.
Let's go Kings.
I kind
Y'all are going
Oilers.
Kings.
Kings are +115. I mean, they're not far off in this
And they probably
series.
should be the favorite, but people go name recognition with the Oilers.
Oilers,
Bet them.
kind of like the LA Clippers, kind of like the Lakers. There's odds baked into the big names, right? You want to see the big names in there, but Kings first round upset. We haven't really gotten too many crazy upsets, so let's go Kings. Lock in the
The
Kings.
Kings go to the next round.
Another Canadian team bites the dust.
Okay, so now
there was one.
Avs and Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So
I know who y'all
See ya.
want to win.
See ya.
it doesn't. So there's two things going for them. Not only do they have the best record curse, but they're Canadian. They're Canadian. When's the last time Canada won anything in hockey outside of the 4 Nations Cup?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think that I'm going to say the Jets choke in the next round. I don't think that Avs are nearly consistent enough
You're not
to take down the Jets.
I think.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
Yeah.
I'm going Jets.
Consistent enough.
Rex going Jets.
Get out of here with that. The Avs all day, every day.
This
the only
hat.
reason the Winnipeg Jets won as many games this year as they did was frankly because everyone's miserable and in a bad mood having to go to Winnipeg to play a hockey game.
My
So they were
vote.
dominant at home, 30-7
I
at
would say-
home. But in the playoffs, you gotta buck up, and the Avs will be like, "All right, we gotta take this for real."
Also, quick note: Connor Hellebuck, Jets goalie, was the goaltender for Team America in the 4 Nations Cup where he just went off. Actually, funny enough, that first round between the Jets and the Blues, that's the battle of the goalies that face each other in the Four Nations. Hellebuck and Bennington.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets had what? Did they have the number one goals
They had the
against in
presidential-
hockey? I think they had the number one goals against as well. I think they were the only one to give up less than 200 at 191. So
Yeah.
their defense is legit. There's no doubt about it. But the Avs trending in the right direction. They have the best player potentially in hockey on their team. I don't know why
Calm
you're
down,
laughing
Mayor.
at that.
Calm down. He's not McJesus.
He's the defending MVP. I can't think. What is it? I want to say something. I'm going to say it wrong. Is it Hart Trophy? Is it Hart Trophy?
I think it's the
Hart.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah. See.
About to be. Here's the thing. All the rules don't account for the number one team. They're a number one team for a reason, and they have all the stats. They have all the accolades. They beat everybody in the regular season. They're going to lose to an inferior team at some point. And I would argue the Avalanche are that inferior team.
Avs are more top heavy. They got. I mean,
They got
best
McKinnon,
defense-
McCarr,
scoring
Taves.
defense.
And that's about it.
Yep. And my son.
Well,
will be
and they made a
rocking
bunch
his
of
Gilmore Taves jersey.
The Avs made a bunch of trades to get. Their size. They got bigger during the trade deadline. I mean, they're athletic. They're big. I think they have what it takes. So I like what they're going to be putting out there. They have the star power, both ends of the ice. We're gonna go. Let's go
I mean,
Avs.
we're going Avs. I feel even better about it now that Rec likes the Jets.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, Avs. Move on to the Western Finals.
And then we got Vegas and LA.
Vegas, LA.
Sorry, Scotty. Vegas is a much superior team to LA.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Avs are going to have to exercise some demons, I think, against Las Vegas.
And I don't think they will. Vegas is going to beat the Avs and face Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Gross.
What were the odds for Vegas again? What did I say? For the Stanley Cup. Vegas is second, tied for second with the Florida Panthers at 7.5 to 1. Again, Avs are 8 to 1. So right behind.
Yeah.
This is one of those, Scotty, where do we want to pick with our heart or do we want to pick with our head?
The smart move is to say Vegas easily. Even if it was Winnipeg, I'd say Vegas.
I'm conflicted, Chris. I don't know. Do we want to be pleasantly surprised?
Well,
We pick Vegas and
do-
when the Avs beat them.
Do we want to pick the Chiefs to win, knowing like we're going to be happy or we're going to make money?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, my vote's Vegas here.
Although Avs, then you have to do the tiebreaker, Chris. Ha.
Chris, heart or head? It's just like with the Nuggets. Listen
Went
to
head-
logic.
Went head on Nuggets. Maybe go hard here.
Being top heavy usually doesn't get you anywhere
I'm
in the
w-
playoffs. You gotta go. You gotta be able to roll 4 lines.
All right. We're
Are you
go.
flipping a coin?
No. I want to be wrong. I want to be absolutely wrong and be the happiest being wrong. We're going to go Vegas.
Vegas.
I'm going to give
versus
Vegas the
Tampa
curse. Giving Vegas the curse.
Bay. Okay.
And so Vegas is going to, yeah, fine. And I can't wait to be wrong. I can't wait because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
What's the head-to-head matchup of Vegas and Colorado this year?
2-1 Colorado, I think. Granted, I think both of Colorado's wins were in So they won recently 3-2 in a shootout where they outshot them during the game though by a ton. The Avs did. Then you got to go back. They won. They won in another shootout. The Avs did against Vegas, and then they played in the first game of the season, Chris,
which was a
Vegas
blowout.
Doubled them up 8-4.
So we've gotten better.
And that they probably haven't put up 8 again.
What's up, Gibby? How we doing? I don't watch hockey, so I have no idea what they're doing. Hockey bores me to tears. Caps win it all. That's my vote. Is this a fantasy thing? Is there a fantasy thing?
There is a fantasy thing for this.
There is. We're not doing an official one for our show, but we already picked the NBA before you got on, Medic. So if you want to throw in your picks for the finals for the NBA side, you can let us know. We had Celtics and Thunder. Celtics beating the Thunder in the finals.
Chris, Vegas peaked too soon. That 8 they had against Colorado in the first game of the season, most goals they scored in a game all year.
All right, I changed my answer. Avs all the way, baby. We're going Avs. I got the hat. We're going all in.
A rematch of 3 years ago? Avs Lightning. And do the Avs get it done again?
They're winning it this year.
I bet that neither of these teams make it to the finals.
Yeah, and you'd probably be right, but you know what? Hockey's hard to predict.
Hockey's it's not 8 seeds can win in hockey. You know?
Yeah.
Rec hates this.
Yeah, Tampa and Colorado, so stupid. Like, I don't even know what to pick for that because neither team is really good enough to be there.
Hey, watch yourself. What are they in odds again? I mean, they're... Hold on. Let me go back. Back in time. Team futures.
Medic says Golden State to win the NBA.
Long shot, but I think they can do it.
Interesting. Chris, on DraftKings right now, I'm looking. I don't even know how this is possible. The Dallas Stars are the odds-on favorite at 7-1.
That's funny.
No shot.
Followed by Florida and Colorado at 8-1. Tampa at 9-1. So hey, we have 2 of the top 4 in our Stanley Cup final according to DraftKings. All right. Well, Edmonton and Carolina are also 9-1. Tied with the Lightning.
Tampa, yeah, Tampa's plus.
I don't even know who to pick for that
sites.
series.
Different sites, but now I feel even better about our Avs.
I feel better about the Avs more so than I do actually our Lightning pick. But all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, Lightning. 12-1. At least on my side.
The Medic wants his t-shirt.
Medic, I DM'd you in a Discord. So check your DMs. Get in the Discord, son. No. Just let me. I sent you a message. Just let me know, and I'll get you all hooked up. Congrats, by the way.
Down that Yahoo.
Yeah, Yahoo, baby. All right. So we need a champion. Did we pick?
I already picked the Avs.
Nope.
Chris.
All right, Avs all the way.
You two are picking Colorado.
All right, we have the Avs as our champion, Stanley Cup Finals champion.
This is what happens when you have bias take over.
Hey, they're one of the favorites
They're a top 4 favorite or a top. I mean, they're a top 4 favorite, whatever your site you're looking at. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they have
the best goaltending they've had in a regular season in quite a while.
Yes.
So they should have better goaltending than they've had in prior playoffs the last couple years for sure.
And when
that will take them over the top with that first line. Nichushkin, maybe he decides to not fall off a ledge and get,
or
lead
bring
the team during the playoffs,
or bring random women into his
for a third year in a row in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Teams.
He would be.
Yeah, if the choosing goes, I'm changing my answer to Avs out in round 1.
He usually makes it through round 1.
It's round 2 that you got to worry about. It's round 2. So there you go. That's what we got. When the Avs win it all, you're welcome. So go place your bets right now, 8-1, and you won't be disappointed. So
I think there's almost zero chance they don't win it all.
0. We're gonna be cashing in. So that being said, guys, we are going to save all. That's going to do it for this, by the way. That's going to do it for our playoff predictions for the NHL. We just got done doing the NBA. So we're going to upload these tomorrow. So everything's out there on YouTube. You can find these videos. You can look at our analysis. You can break it all down and have fun chatting through in those YouTube channels. But if you missed any of it, that's where they'll be. That's going to take us to the end of the show, though.
Chairman asked, wait, did you pick the Nuggets too? Maybe
No,
we should go back and pick the Nuggets.
We should go back and pick the
Jesus
Nuggets.
Christ.
We should go back.
I had to talk Chris into using his head, and here Scotty talked him out of being smart.
Let's go crazy.
Let's go wild, man. We should just go. Well, let's.
The rest of the sports world will hate us.
Can we
if
put it
take
in
both.
addendum on our NBA pick and just say Nuggets, Avs, just parlay those two?
Yeah.
Let's see if we did that real quick. I'm just curious.
Are you gonna put like $2 on it?
Why? I mean, why not? The odds are going to be wild. NBA Finals. Let's do Nuggets are plus 3,900. Sorry. The Nuggets are 39-1. Clippers are ahead of them. Knicks are ahead of them. Warriors are ahead of them. Lakers. Ooh, okay. A $2 bet would win for the Nuggets and Avalanche parlay. A $2 bet would win $718. Scotty,
Yeah.
don't threaten me
Why
for a
you
good time.
Do a $200 bet. And you
That's why. That's
Oh,
that's why
Jesus
you
Christ.
put it all on black, baby. 500.
Go.
500 to win $179,500.
And Chairman's asking if we're gonna pick the Rockies to win the World Series. Maybe.
All right, let's add it.
They got 7
Let's
runs
add
out,
it.
Chris. If nothing else, even if they lose tonight, you can go get your Rockies taco special tomorrow at Taco Bell, Chris. I just looked up if they still had it, and they sure do. You can get 4 tacos for $3 at Taco Bell tomorrow here in Colorado.
Do it value.
Wow. You want value, Scotty. You add the Rockies in.
It was a road game, so maybe they wear it on the road sometimes too. I don't know if they wear. When do they wear their new jerseys? If they start scoring 7 runs every game wearing those jerseys, Chris, I think there's a lot to the Taco Bell.
the Baja Blast jerseys are
Yeah, you'll
90s
score.
Taco Bell look.
Yeah, you'll score 7, but you'll give up 12.
the Baja
Yeah,
Blast
yeah.
jerseys are in play. It's a conspiracy.
As long as we get tacos.
Yeah. By the way, so Nuggets and Avs, $500 bet to win $179,000. You add the Rockies in, that same $500 bet, $90 million.
We're rich. We're rich.
The Rockies really give you the value right there. They really add to the ceiling of where you could win. The max value actually is only 375. Max wager is 375. So I would only be able to win $67 million.
I gotta check, but I think me and Doc had the under for Rockies wins this year.
Well, sucks to suck because we're coming.
Hey, when you win that, you're gonna get me a Russian mail order bride.
If I win $67 million, I'll literally fly every one of our VIPs to Colorado, and we'll put you up in the nicest hotel downtown. You'll all fly out private jet, by the way. We'll have them pick you up all over in each of your respective cities, and we'll just do it all. Is there an airport in Detroit? I don't know.
Yes. Yes. There's definitely an airport in
And
Detroit.
do they have power?
That's the real question.
Okay. All right. We got to figure that out. From there,
We'll have an Uber pick you up, Chairman.
Or,
Do you have Uber?
or at very least, like just go down to the Go down to Cleveland for their airport. I'm sure it has hotel. You can see the burning fire, burning river fire.
Oh, we kid.
Kidding, Chairman. Just drive to Chicago or something.
Yeah,
Get you
just
out of there.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, just one way or another. But that's gonna